Welcome to Andertons TV. My name's Jack. I'm wearing a hat today because a lot of people hate my hair. And I'm just trying it out. If it makes me less personable, let me know. But moving on, I'm here with a lovely Swedish thing. I love Swedish things. I love meatballs. I love IKEA. I'm here today with Nord Piano 3. So let's check it out. Right, Nord Piano 3. Sorry about the Swedish stereotypes, but they do make great things. And one of my favourite things in Sweden are Nords. I'm a big Nord fan. I've been out there. And we're going to dive straight in. It's their latest piano offering. It's been out a little bit, but we haven't done a video on it. And so I thought it'd be good to look at this. First patch on there, the Italian Grand. Cool. I'm going to get straight into one of the new features that came in after the Nord Piano 2, Nord Piano 3, and that is a new key bed. So big thing with this, it's a triple sensor key bed. Very hard to get across to you. I'm sure a better skilled chap would be able to do it. Very hard to get across how it feels, but having the Nord Stage 2, I played a lot of Nord Stage 2s all the time, and there definitely is like a sense of greater dynamic. I'm feeling it. If I could just... Probably a bit too much reverb there. I love that. I've been playing a lot of software pianos. It's nice to get back on a hardware instrument because you realise that marriage of the hardware and the people that make the samples really makes a big case for the reason why these are still around and why they're so important. Another feature that I was just playing, and if you hear that, I've brought it up before, but we've actually got a Nord triple. Can you get that? We've got the triple piano and some incredibly lovely boots down there, covered in white stuff. You can hear that, but it's velocity sensitive. So you could probably do a whole gig on that, you know, sack off the piano and just, yeah, lads, can I just get a bit of EQ on that? Is that all right? Lovely. Yeah, so... But if I switch to, I'm going to plough through to like a mellow upright sample here. Those little kind of idiosyncrasies and those odd bits, I think really help, especially if you're recording at home or doing, even gigging on your own especially. People will hit, maybe not in a band concert, text, but on your own, it'll really sell that realism. And I don't know if we can go can we go roaming cam? So this camera, beaming down, you can see that we've got an Oled display, which Nord Electro 5 has got one, and having a bit of time with that and seeing it here, I think it really, if you are an existing Nord owner, try get into a shop and just have a look. The screen, it makes such a big difference. Nords were always brilliant sounding, but very kind of sparse screens, you know, a bit like a 80s calculator, graphic calculator that you might take into your GCSEs. But now, the posh OLED screen here, and a lot more information on there. So if I flick between them, that was Italian Grand. Let's go for the Velvet Grand. So this is the Italian Grand. I'll play something the same on it. That would be cool. Italian Grand, Velvet Grand. Lovely, even velvety, some might say. Right, the Silver Grand. silvery, some might say. Grand Lady D. Bit like a grand old lady. Last one, Studio Grand. It's just really nice. We got one that I have never tried before that's in here, Electric Grand, but it seems like it's amped. So it sounds like a CP70, CP80, but cool. Nord are doing this, and I'm going to get straight into the point. I'm flicking through different samples in the piano section here, and we've had the Italian, the velvety and the silvery and the old lady, all the good things. You can, and one of the best bits about Nord, say you didn't like any of those, or you really like one and you don't use the others. You can tailor the Nord piano to be what you want, essentially, and what's in there with a great bit of software that they give you, the Nord Sound Manager, and it's super easy. It's like a lovely, super simple bit of software, a bit like installing, you know, sometimes on a Mac you download something, it's as easy as it goes, just drag that across, and it happens. That's what it's like on the Nord. And with that, you go to the website, and when you buy a Nord, on their website, they've got bucket loads of different types of pianos and loads of other sounds, which we'll get into in a minute in this sample synth section. But let's stick to the pianos. Say you want to get in there. They've even got some, for the classical dudes out there, they've got some new pianos based on some famous classical bits of kit. But I must say that also, not only here, if you can see on the screen, I don't know if it comes across, but the first one's called Italian Grand XL. Now the second one, Velvet Grand Large. And that's not kind of depicting the size of the piano. That's the size of the sample in here. So say, for example, you're always using Studio Grand to medium. That means that you could go onto the website. Now there'll be a medium, a small, and a large version of that piano. And it's simple as, like, you've got 1 gigabyte of memory in here for the piano, which is great, which is the same as much memory as you can get in a Nord at the moment for pianos. So the Stage 2EX shares the same amount. You can whack, and it's up to you how you use that memory. So me personally, I like the biggest piano sample size I can get. I like one called a Bright Grand because I do a lot of poppy stuff. And a lot of weddings where there's a lot of deaf old people, and you've got to keep them involved. You've got to keep the food coming, you've got to have good access to toilets, and you've got to keep them involved with a really sharp piano that just wakes them up, you know. When you're doing Forget You, you know, I won't play it now, but you need to get those old ones. So I need the biggest piano sample I can get, but that means I can only have like maybe 1 or 2 samples in there. So here it's great, we've got a mixture. And I can tell that you're riveted by my talk of sampling. I just wanted to touch on it again because it's one of the big reasons why you should buy a Nord and why you should feel happy if you've already bought one. Right, I'm going to flick through. We're going to go to the uprights because I think there's some really magical sounds in here, despite my unmagical agricultural playing. Grand upright large. I'm going to kill a little bit of that reverb. I'm going to flick it. And I've done a few Nord videos in the past. When I had more hair, that's why I'm covering it up. But it's so easy here to access, you know, I just changed the type of reverb and the amount, and it's all very intuitive. there on the fly. You know, just like a guitar player. No one likes too much reverb. Whenever you see those guitar players with a lot of reverb, they're always on their own. That's for a reason. So if you're a guitar player and you're unfortunate enough to be watching this, just cut back the reverb and get more friends. Cool, so that's the grand upright. I'm going to flick it to the mellow upright and see if we can just chill out a bit. Oh my god, I'm so chilled. Lovely. Mellow upright. Queen upright. Let's go. Black. I love that at the end, just coming off. Yeah, there we are. Popping off, as they say. Black. Upright medium. Played some stuff in the same key for a bit, sorry, it's super boring. Right, through to the electric pianos. Electric piano 1. Cool. So, electric piano 1, electric piano 2. Electric piano 3. Cool, electric piano 4. Electric piano bright tines. That'll cut through. Sparkle top. Quite fluty. Luscious, some might say. So that's 7. This is 6. So bucket loads of different roads there. Either you're a Rhodes dude and you're just hoping that Steely Dan they're going to come out and be #1 again, you're going to go crazy with this shit. Right, Wurlitzer 1. Wurlitzer 1, Wurlitzer 2. So that's cool. Wurlitzer 1, Wurlitzer 2. So a little bit, that says extra large here. Crap in A. DX full tones. I touched on this the last Nord video I did. They swapped, if you like Yamaha DX7 sounds, before they're only available in the sample synth section, but now you can get a piano one. So let's see if we can get kind of smooth with this. Right, cool. So really dynamic to play as opposed to the old sample one. Great. I think I've got 1 minute. Rubber Roads. Right, now we're through the Claves. So I'm just going on a bit of a tonal safari. I think I'm guilty of talking too much. And I'm going to offer an apology. My last video that went up, there's a lot of talk about testes, a lot of talk about bollocks, and probably a bit much, I would say. So just to put it out there, anyone offended by my talk of balls, but I wasn't lying when I said mine were laser leveled. So this is the clavinet. First one. Second one. So let's go there. First one. Cool. Second one. Third one. Cool. They're all the different types of clav there. Right, let's do a little bit of sound shaping. Because all the piano sound, the nuts on their own. You get to a clav, you might go... I mean, it could be just a dodgy harpsichord at that point. But, like most people, you've got to think, they had clavs, then they ran them through guitar amps, maybe whacked a bit of reverb on there. So let's do that. Got a clav sample there. We'll go with that really dodgy little riff. Right, now I'm going to turn on, here we've got a lovely section, amp, comp, simple as, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens when we turn it on. And first things that's on there. So you can hear that difference. Now that's going through the moment a small amp model. That's really good for Wurlitzers. So I can literally just flick back to the old electric Wurlitzer, put this on. Instead of Guinea. We like full fat at Andertons. Shit, son. Right, we're going back to the clav with that. Now, let's put it through a Fender Twin. Let's make it a bit dirtier. Bit more reverb. And then we're back to skinny. So great when you're working with people and they're like, let me hear what it's like before and what it's like after, all the time. So if you're in the studio or just your girlfriend, you're just trying to make her happy with clav sounds, good luck. I can't do it with anything. Can't do it. Okay, French harpsichord. Let's just, I've got a French mate called French Mark. He'd be happy about that, but I'm not too keen on the harpsichords. So we've had a look through all the juicy bits of the piano section. Let's move on to the sample synth section. Right, sample synth section. I'm going to turn it on at the moment. No noise. Just going to touch on, that's what I love about Nord. I'm on the first preset, and we've done all those different sounds without moving out of a preset. So I turned off the piano section, so I'm Red Bull, and I tap my chest again like an audio gorilla. Piano section off, I can turn that on. There's my dodgy clav. Sample synth section. Cool, we've turned that on. I love that. It's like almost like having a pedal board in front of you for a piano player, so great. We all want to be more like guitar players, don't we? Ooh. You're bending your notes, yeah? Vib with your vib. Right, okay, first sample when you turn on sample synth section is this. I'm just going to flick through I'm just going to stop at some different ones. Nord as well have the licenses to the Mellotron library and also to the Chamberlain. Sorry, I've got Windy Pops. Probably could sample that and play that. That's a video for another time. They got the licenses to the Mellotron and some great tape-based instruments back in the day. So this is a Mellotron sample called Two Violins. Right, Korg lambda strings. So it sounds a bit synthy, and that might lead me, if I find a synthy sound in here, hang on, privileged flute, this is what we want. Sounds very privileged. Right, Bolivian Panpipe. Now, if these seem all a bit esoteric and you're like, God, I don't want to spend that money and get a Bolivian Panpipe, there's going to be one guy there going, no, I want a Bolivian Panpipe. Not in a German accent. I've been watching too much Man in the High Castle. If you don't want Bolivian Panpipe, and you're crazy if you don't, you can swap it out just like the pianos for whatever sample you want. And they've got bucket loads on there. All the old vintage synths, horns, string, wine glass samples. You know when you rub around a wine glass, everyone does that, you know? If you want to play that, it's in there. You can even put your own samples in, and I'm a big believer in that. Say you're in a band and you want to chop in the beginning of some, you know, or even a bit of a backing track, you can chuck it in there. Anyway, so I'm gonna Nordic whistle, Celtic whistle, all the good stuff, really. You want to hear that, don't you? I can tell. Yeah, Celtic whistle. That's a Celtic one. Nordic. Oh, fuck it. Danish Pete's ears just pricked up. You're like when a dog, when you can hear something, he's all up over that. Okay. Come on, Jack. Be serious. Be serious. Right, synth bass. Let's have a look. Ladder bass. Right, playing like sounds like a Moogie type of bass. Cool. Let's see what we can do to that sample, because there's some little bits there. I could probably make it sound a little bit better for what I was playing there. Cool, so maybe I want to change the decay, which would be how long it's lasting after I've hit the note. So there's a little bit of, so it's got this lovely knob here. If I turn it to the left, I get nothing. It's actually a combined decay and release, but here we go. That's the scope you've got of manipulating that sample. So if I want it really punchy, cool, and I want a bit more decay. So it really changes. It's great for string samples, so you have to play a violin line, and synth sounds, just making you sound a bit posher. Pads, really useful. If you extend that decay, when you take off, you kind of look smug and go, that was a lovely ending, wasn't it? Instead of it's really abrupt. Let's see if we can do that. See if we can find something that I could play as a pad. Ooh. Let's have a look. Warm pad, here we go. I'm going to put this in the middle. Perfect example, you know. Finishing the song. You look a little bit like clam-fisted there. If I crank the release, so there's a little go. There's the. You see the smugness? You feel the smugness, everyone else will feel it, and think you're great for it. We've got the attack there as well. So let's choose any old thing. Jubilee brass. Yeah. So let's make it a bit punchier. Completely change the vibe. One knob. God, I wish it was as easy as that on everything. So quick attack, slow attack. Too slow. Okay. Say you want to do some kind of that new underwater sound. Really changes the vibe of the piano, so it's not just as simple. Sometimes it gets knocked, the synth section and sample manipulation on the Nord, but I think it's just right. I want to show you one little thing as well for the synth heads out there. This is one for the synth heads out there. Right, let's see if I can get my ladder bass up again. We are climbing Jesus' ladder, ladder. Here we go. Good old Christian school song there. Right, so let's get a bit quick attack. Now it's got here amp and filter. Now if I have it without, doesn't matter how soft I play, doesn't matter how loud I play, it won't change a thing. If I hit the amp button, it becomes velocity sensitive. So handy. Sometimes you want to be really consistent, you know. If you're playing Dr. Beat, which I pretty much am every night of the week, but say I want to make it a bit more expressive. Cool, and the same with this filter thing. You know, on a synth, you normally can filter the sound down and get those squelchy bits and take off, you know, cut into the sound. It has a predetermined filter on here that might be good for this sound. So, see if I hit it softly, and I get harder. You hear that squelch? Cool! So that is a little bit about the sample synth section. And go back to the screen, there's a really cool little feature on here. If I do this right, it came up earlier. There we go. If I hit shift and then touch this button, which says program, which is normally what you're flicking through programs with and presets, it's also got this new thing called list organize. And you get a nice list view of all the programs, which is rather handy. Which, if I do it in here, here we go, list organize. So if I go, here's my string sample. You know, I'm flicking through, I don't know where I'm going. I'm in a sea of samples here, but I should have been smart, hit shift, done that, and ba-da, I've got a nice list. So I know where I'm heading. At least, you know, I think that's a really massive improvement. Well, here we go, we got an M1 in here. Oh my God! Super housey. Let's kill that reverb. Let's compress it. I've got to put it on the synth section. Because that we've got the amp comp thing there. It's also got a built-in compressor. You can choose whether it's on the piano or. So if I flick back to the piano, I think you'll probably still hear that I've got that old dirty amp. It's quite dirty there, yeah. But if I flick it over, I hope this is making sense for all you out there. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons at the moment. Here we go. Right, live mode, we're out of that. Cool piano. Cool. Shift. Bosh. See how that compressor is grabbing it? It's even putting a bit of release on there. But pumping that compressor. So this is with. This is without. So again, nice thing to keep you posh. Little bit of compression. If you're into your guitar like Paul Jackson Jr., my man, always a little bit of compression on there. It just makes you sound a bit posher. Let's have a look at some of the effects. Right, we've had a look at the piano section and the extra bit, the sample synth section. Even though it's a Nord piano, it's a really handy bit of kit. Now, it would be good to see how they go together, and one of the cool features here, which wasn't on the first Nord piano and it's only just come in recently, is to be able to split and layer them. So I've got a just an electric piano 4 here, which is a Mark V Rhodes, and I'm just going to play. Well, let's set something up. So we want to put a split in. It's as simple as hitting this. Really simple, because you've only got 2 bits. It's either piano left or synth on the left. So it's either that, and I've got, let's turn both sections on. A string sample. If I do it the other way around, strings down there and Rhodes up there. Simple as. We're going to have a piano at the bottom. And but yeah, let's build this patch. So say I want to do like rock with you. So I've got the nice Rhodes, really luscious. What I'm going to do is here, a bit of tremolo. So really lush, bit of chorus. And what I love is, again, we're just turning it on and off. That's the dry as a bone. A little bit wetter. Moist. A little bit of chorus, a little bit of tremolo. It's got it sounding sexy. Even a little bit of a delay. What? Right, cool. So we're tricked out 2 effects and a delay on there. Hey, and I'm going to even just show you quickly the equalizer. Equalizer! Right, so that's with no EQ. That's with the EQ on. And what I've done there, you've got a sweepable mid-band, which is very handy. Now if I crank the level and I sweep it round, it might be a bit harsh if you're on the headphones or speakers, but let's have a listen. Hear that going round? Oh, I hear that woofy bit. So all I've done is I've cranked up the gain on the mid band there. That little woofy bit there. Cool, so if I dip that out by like 4 dB, if I play a chord, just till it tightens up. Hear that? So it might be nice if you're in a band. I love how I keep saying, hear that? It's like, yeah, of course, you know, well, maybe. So, like, okay, got that on. Hey, let's put it through a little amp. So if I dig in, so we can ride the boogie. Without. So we can ride a boogie. I found to rock. Right, so that little bit of amp sim just makes everything sound a bit more real, I think. Cool. And lastly, a bit of reverb. So we're tricked out with a nice, posh sounding Rhodes sample. But we're in the band, we're earning our money as a keyboard player, and they get to the. Girl, close your eyes. Cool. And there, I just played with I had a second before we turned on the cameras. Again, we got that sustain and release. So this is how it would come normally. A bit abrupt, a bit long. That's probably where we want it. You see that little trail of the release on makes it really posh. There we have a keyboard split. And if I take this off, it's as simple as now they're layered together. I mean, you wouldn't want that sound together. But I say, let's go in there. Let's use some of the functionality of the keyboard. We're in sample select. If I hit shift, list, organize, let's go down. Let's find a nice pad to go underneath it, which should be really exciting and get you super pumped. Warm pad 1. Let's listen to it on its own. So that is pretty woofy. Let's try a different one. Another one. Probably a bit much stuff. I'll go for that one, and maybe to get the two working together. See how muddy that is there? I'm in my zone where I should be playing, like in this middle octave here. A bit much, so I'll drop the level. Let's turn the effects off so we can hear what's going on with the pad. Bit more release. Attack. And let's switch the EQ to that synth pad and see if we can do the same thing. Find the honk. Oh. Down there, like about 500. Let's take that mid-range out and then put the piano back in. Oh, here we go. And that little air of the pad behind it, that's what we want. And there comes the smugness. I felt the smugness because I could change the release. That's what's exciting about it. You can transpose the shit out of it, which is what I need. Really cool. Also, I'm just going to do a little bit. That noise we touched on the effects. Let's hear some of the effects. So we got a bone dry. Let's change the sample so you're hearing something else. Let's go for this Wurlitzer. Should we go for the Wurlitzer? How about this? That's already got a bit of chorus on. Yeah, Wurlitzer. So we've got the Wurlitzer, tremolo, second type of tremolo. Probably, if you're into guitar, like bias, opto, trem, often there are options on Strymon pedals or Line 6 stuff. Two different types of trem. Bit of pan. Pan 2. Wah. Ring mod. That's what we want. Yeah! Hey, here's a little smug tip. You're playing the end of a song. Sometimes I do that. Just sometimes I feel it. Good. You control that with the control pedals here as well in the back. So if you wanted a wah, you can plug in like any expression pedal and wah the crap out of it. Right, second effects block. Let's go around. First one, phaser. Excuse my emphasis with the phaser. it's got a deep, well, let's try that. I've never tried this. It's got a deep switch. Sons deep. Cool. Second type of phaser, because everyone needs to. Oh, it says what it is. First one, small stone. I'm excited about this. Second one, Mutron. So if you're a guitar player and you've got friends, you probably know about those things. I'm only saying that because sometimes I just wish we all got out a bit more and like met and played music together instead of just, you know, sat in watching YouTube videos. But I'm contributing to it, so there we are. I'm contributing to the pain. That's a bit of flange. Chorus 1. Chorus 2. A little bit deeper. Vibe. This is, oh, so. Just in that. Can I deep that? I can deep that. Cool, and delay. Great. It's even got a tap. Oh. Feedback settings. I've got a hat on. I'm positively feeling like the edge. Cool. I'm just going to go away and have a bit more Red Bull and then we're going to sum this bad boy up. Right, in summation, the Nord Piano 3 has wet my whistle and it's been really good to get my hands around it and all the other type of innuendo-y things which we're famed for here in Andertons TV. I would like to say that Andertons do, it's available to play in the shop. It's one of the few places I know of where you can play all the different Nord keyboards. And they're all out, plugged in, ready to play, and really worth going trying it out, especially with this new action and seeing if it's the right thing for you. Because it's a big step up. Sorry I didn't play any classical, I can't read music, can't really play much music other than jam in D. The other thing I'd like to say is that the shop do little bundle deals on there. So have a look on the website, and it comes the posh triple pedal that gives me all the noise. All right, it gives me all the noise. That's included in there. And also, I touched on the website and all the samples. They're all free. You know, when you spend this much on a keyboard, it's like the Ferrari of keyboards. You know, so you go on the website and all that stuff's included. I would normally end by hitting a demo, but again, my plea to Nord is out there. Please include a demo button so that I can escape these videos. I don't even think anyone's watching by the amount of time that I've been waffling on. But I just want to say thanks for watching, thanks for doing my hat, and thanks for continuing to watch Andertons TV. Boom.